for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. In obituary news on this Tuesday morning, visitation for Mr. Clifton Wynn of Sycamore. That service will be on Thursday, visitation from 2 until 3 at Tallahatchie Baptist Church, with the funeral service beginning at 3 at Tallahatchie Baptist and burial in the Tallahatchie Baptist Church Cemetery. Mr. Wynn died on Saturday at his residence in Sycamore. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Mr. John Shearling will be on Wednesday at 2 o'clock from Curtis and Son North, with burial in the Tallahatchie Cemetery. Visitation tonight, 5 until 8 o'clock at the North Chapel. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Mr. Brian Haston passed away at his residence on Sunday night. A memorial service will be held at the Childersburg Chapel of Curtis and Son Funeral Home Thursday evening at 6 p.m. Visitation on Thursday at the Childersburg Chapel from 5 till 6. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Funeral service for Wilda Nell Moore, age 91, of Sylacauga, is today at 2 o'clock in Curtis and Son North, with the Reverend Greg Tankersley officiating. Burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Miss Moore died March 2nd at her residence. Online condolences at curtisondsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. And Mr. John Hall died on Saturday, and Mr. Hall service will be held in Greenville, South Carolina. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing that service. In other obituary news this morning, funeral service for Mr. John Powell, Mr. Robert Turner. Mr. Robert Turner arrangements will be announced by Radley Smith Funeral Home. Mr. Turner died Monday, March 4th. Laverne Sumner's Booth died on March 2nd. Graveside service held Saturday, March 9th at 11 o'clock from Hillview Memorial Park in Alexander City, with the Reverend John Hill officiating, along with the Reverend Jerry Abbott. The family receiving friends following the service at Flint Hill United Methodist Church Fellowship Hall. Mrs. Booth graduated from Goodwater High School. And in lieu of flowers, a memorial contribution can be made to the Flint Hill United Methodist Church in Alexander City. Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City, directing. Other obituary notes this morning, Mr. Eric Harrison, age 45, of Goodwater, died Sunday at Russell Medical Center. Armour's Memorial Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. A couple of other notes this morning in obituary news. The funeral service for John Powell, age 80, of Ashland, is Wednesday at 1 o'clock from Benefield Funeral Home in Ashland. The Reverend Zenas Windsor and the Reverend Andy Kinman officiating. Burial in the New Prospect Baptist Church Cemetery. Mr. Powell died Saturday at Lineville Health and Rehab. The family will receive friends at Benefield Funeral Home tonight, 5:30 until 8 o'clock. Online condolences at BenefieldFuneralHome.com. Benefield Funeral Home in Lineville in charge of the arrangements. And family receiving friends for Mrs. Sharon Denise Luster, age 60, of Kelladon, Thursday at 3 p.m. At the sister of Sister Renee's residence. That's the sister of Sharon. That'll be at 57 Walker Ferry Road in Alexander City. Ms. Luster died Sunday, March 30 at Dadeville Healthcare Center. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Now, Ms. Luster was, for many years, a CNA at Brown Nursing Home, along with Adams Nursing Home and Bill Nichols State Veterans Home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries this morning brought to you by Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg, 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation. Since 1975, Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.